Meanwhile, a lawsuit filed in the Pennsylvania court system is asking the state to remove Congressman Scott Perry from the ballot before the April primary. The suit centers around Perry's involvement in the events leading up to the January 6, 2021 riot at the U.S. Capitol. Fox 43's Marshall Keeley joining us now to explain the suit's arguments and the questions that the courts will have to answer.
Yeah, but it's similar to those arguments made against former President Donald Trump in Maine and in Colorado. But the U.S. Constitution prohibits anyone from holding office if they've been involved in an insurrection against the United States. Though he hasn't been charged or convicted, the lawsuit claims Perry was.
Republican Congressman Scott Perry is the latest to face a legal challenge related to the 14th Amendment of the Constitution. Section 3 was drafted in response to the American Civil War, keeping members of the Confederacy from taking office in the U.S.
Really, it just says if you have engaged in any kind of insurrection against the United States government, if you are an office holder, you should be banned from running again.
The lawsuit, brought by activist Gene Stilp in the Commonwealth Court of Pennsylvania, claims Perry was involved in an insurrection, citing emails and texts he sent leading up to the U.S. Capitol riot in January 2021.
The issue in Congressman Perry's case is, what do you need to prove that the individual engaged in a rebellion or an insurrection?
In 2022, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Paul Gosar, and Andy Biggs all had challenges based on the 14th Amendment against them too, and they did not stick. And one of the reasons that they didn't stick is that no one's been convicted of insurrection, and that is a very big problem.
Former federal judge John E. Jones expects the Pennsylvania Supreme Court to take over the case that could have a lasting impact nationwide.
It does have far-reaching ramifications because, Congressman Perry wasn't the only one, the only member of the Congress who ostensibly participated in, some of these activities.
The final decision may come from the nation's high court.
I would imagine, because we are a swing state, because we are so sharply divided, that our court system is going to have to take this up quickly, knowing that the Supreme Court is going to weigh in.
This is going to really call for the courts to go far faster than they're used to.
In a statement to Fox 43, a Perry spokesperson called the challenge, quote, a frivolous lawsuit filed by a fringe activist whose claim to fame is an inflatable pink pig, end quote.
Courts will have to move fast because of the April primary, but there's an important deadline coming up even sooner. Candidates have from January 23rd to February 13th to circulate and file nomination petitions. That's the first step to get on the ballot. Our experts agree the next few months could get messy in the courts. Marshall Keeley, Fox 43 News.